Hey guys, this is for the leadership for week 7. You're the lucky ones, you don't have math, so it's all right. Mine's short and sweet, as you know, I like to do that and to the point. So, what we're going to talk about this week, the design group is actually doing alternative design, and Matt bored them with a presentation and a video, and so you'll have to help them out with that, or maybe we're going to go snooze off. But once they get all right, they'll be all right.
Cattle prod.
Yeah, cattle prod. So what I want to talk to you about is being a leader during this time, because this is the chaotic time, but when a lot of stuff happens, this is where the engineering actually starts to come to fruition. It really starts to come alive. So I want to talk to you a little bit about it, and so you'll see it's just very short. So suggestions, okay? The first thing you do once the design group has listened to Matt's boring thing and everything's ready to go, you need to make sure everybody understands the science objective and the instrumentation that you're deciding on for the payload. Okay? We've had confusion about this in the past, that these two different designs should do different things and all that. No. The design should do exactly the same science objective and have the same instrumentation on them. So the charts that you've been working on, the science objective, the science requirements traceability matrix, the instrument requirements, and the support equipment, all those should be sitting there, right, in front of everybody. Both groups should have that. So make sure everybody understands that first. Then basically divide the team in half. Put half the team under the project manager and half the team under the chief engineer, okay? So these are the two groups, group 1 and group 2. I don't care which numbers you give them, whatever, okay? But those are the groups. And each of you, given the fact that you all know there's the same science objective, you all know there's the same instrumentation, come up with a way to do this thing, okay? What's your basic idea of how this works? Sketch it on a piece of paper, draw it on a whiteboard, whatever, but do this, okay? I would say give them 15 minutes. Don't give them long, okay? Sit down and go, okay, what's the ideas here, guys? And come up with an idea, gel it together, and bring it back together. So you get about 15 minutes or so to develop the payload, get the rough sketch, kind of how would it operate, what would it do? Each of you have in your mind already what you think this thing looks like. You know, I've seen it already, and we'll see it again. And so that's what you need to do. Just now write it down and kind of come up with the idea. Okay? So do that for about 15 minutes. Then what you need to do, bring the groups back together. Okay? So you and the leadership then have to say, all right, time's up, we're done. Bring everybody back together and talk about these two ideas. Okay? So have each group describe their design to the other group and discuss the pros and cons, the positives and the negatives of each design with respect to how it will accomplish the science objective. So sit there and think about the science objective, right? And then determine what's good about this concept and what's bad about this concept. Usually, the people who created the concept can give you the good parts. The people who didn't give you the concept can give you the negatives, okay? So let the other group give you ideas too. And remember, you have to remember throughout this, and as leaders, you have to do it the most. It is not personal. This is nothing about you. This is not that you suck, okay? The payload design might not be the greatest in the world, but it doesn't mean anything about you, okay? So that's a big point you've got to remember about this. So, get that, right? And last but not least, document all of this entire process in the payload status review presentation, because guess what? That's next week, okay? So, just follow these simple steps, and I think you will find that this can be an effective method to determine alternatives. But you too, the PM and the chief engineer, are in charge. And so you need to make sure that the team does this correctly. So follow these steps and you'll be good as gold. Okay? Again, I told you, very short, very short, to the point. That was the end of it. Okay? So as always, you know where to find us if you got a question. Talk to you later. Bye.